So one of the questions I keep being asked is, hey, Tom, if you were going to tell me what could I do to ensure success in the fourth quarter and make sure that 2025 starts the way I wanted, what are the 3 most important things you'd ask me to do? Well, if we were sitting together one-on-one, the first thing I'd say to you is, as I'm filming this, we've got 13 weeks between now and the end of the year. Well, that means the vast majority of agents aren't going to do the things they know they should be doing during those 13 weeks. More specifically, in the U.S. with an election, Thanksgiving if you're in Canada in October, you've got obviously Christmas and Hanukkah and the New Year's. And here's what happens. During the major holiday cycles, most agents turn off the gas on marketing, lead generation, and follow-up the week prior to basically any major holiday. Then the week of the holiday, they don't do anything. And then they start the next week after the holiday, usually just playing catch up, closing out a transaction or two, or just playing the busy game. So what does that mean? That means that the vast majority of people, not you, of the 13 weeks left, will miss 9 of those weeks. If you're not doing the emails, the texting, the open houses, the phone calls, the follow-up, everything we know we need to do to shake the tree to have the apples fall, opportunities are everywhere. If you're not doing that, you're going to lose. Period. End of story. Not only will it make the fourth quarter harder for you, harder financially, what happens in January and February if you're not doing the marketing and lead generation? So my first thing to you is you need to look at your schedule between now and the end of the year. You need to carve out time for marketing and lead generation, your email newsletter, your direct mail, the open houses you want to do, all the ways you're going to push out opportunities, find hand raisers, shake the tree, and make sure you're identifying the opportunities in your database and beyond. That's the first one. Now, am I saying don't enjoy the holidays? Enjoy the holidays, but don't kill your marketing and therefore kill your revenue by doing so. So here's number 2. Look at the data. In the US, what do we know? 9 out of the last 11 presidential cycles, transaction count goes up. We're also seeing interest rates coming down. Most are expecting rates to be in the high 5s, if not the mid 5s, in 2025. This is going to create an incredible amount of demand. Those are 2 data points. The next data point, though, is what do we know today? 6% of the people in your phone are going to move in the next 12 months. The challenge, and we see the data, is most people don't go deep enough into their database with what I'd call like hand-to-hand marketing, guerrilla marketing, really going deep to connect. So they end up listing a house, but losing 3 or 4 listings to other agents that just got closer. So what should you do between now and the end of the year? Direct mail, it's a great idea. You should continue to do it. Open houses, of course. Email marketing, absolutely. Holiday events, 1,000%. Do some social media, of course. But if you really want to find out who the 6% are that are thinking about doing something between now and the end of the year, I'd recommend 2 things. First, what if you set aside some time to send 5 to 10 text messages every day? Hey, Brian, I was just on Zillow looking for a client, stopped by your place, wanted to give you a screenshot of what Zillow is saying your home is worth today. I've got my opinion. What do you think? It was the highest performing texting strategy of all of 23, and it continues to perform well in 2024 by sending out that text message. Again, it's personalization. It's not, hey, the market's great. Hey, things are improving. It's, hey, Brian, I was thinking about you. That's one. The other one is, hey, Brian, with rates continuing to drop and a lot of speculation towards next year being a year where there's way more real estate activity, have your thoughts about real estate changed at all since we spoke last? Something like that. All I'm trying to get you to do is to acknowledge the emails work, the direct mail works, the open house works, the client events work, all that stuff, social, everything works, but nothing's as good as you actually connecting with a person. And you can make phone calls. I love that. But I know if I say to you, send 5 to 10 text messages a day, and you do that for 13 weeks, you are going to drum up so much opportunity that then the third point becomes infinitely easier. But on the flip side, can we just be honest? What if you don't do it? Can you just be honest with yourself? If you don't do this, if you don't do the work between now and the end of the year, how do you feel? What do your finances look like? Let's be honest about what it's like to start the new year with no active listings, no pending escrows, not a lot of pipeline activity. I don't want it to be bleak, but you know what I'm talking about. Remember Charles Dickens in The Christmas Carol? We know the different paths you can choose. And if you can just do a little Dickens on yourself and say, if I do, what does it look like? And if I don't, what does it look like? I think it's going to be pretty clear why you've got to make this a priority. The last one, number 3, is pretty easy. I'm going to say to you, you should set a goal, get it up in visual for the number of new listings you want to take in the next 13 weeks, the number of listings you want to sell, your existing inventory plus the new ones, in the next 13 weeks. If you need to get more price adjustments, put that into your goals. How many buyer sales do you want, and how much new commission revenue, closed and pending, do you want to generate in the next 13 weeks? Get it up, get it visual so you're looking at it all the time. Share it with your spouse if you have a spouse. Share it with your cat. Share it with your kids. Share it with your puppies. Share it with somebody and make it vocal. And if you're like me and you got a family, I share it with them because they say, wow, that means the holidays could be better and we might be going skiing in February. Like, make it visual and get the people that you love involved in it. Set the goals. But then the big one is, I want you to create a list called first quarter buyers and sellers. So I'm literally going to say, Brian, $500,000 buyer wants to be in by March, $500,000, and you can even calculate the commission. And I want you to start making that list of all the people you talk to over the next 13 weeks, of all of your future customers, the people you get to serve in the first quarter. So when we start the new year, all of a sudden now you're like, OMG, look at this enormous opportunity. So when you wake up after going, Happy New Year, it's not, oh, but instead you're like, okay, I know exactly what's going to happen in the first quarter. And of course, all along we've been nurturing, sending holiday cards, sending videos, checking in, doing searches, getting them ready to achieve their goals. And by doing so, you will not only finish the year strong, you're going to make 2025 bananas. So that's my answer. But I want to know in the comments below, what did I miss? What else do you think?